was a young boy in a yeshiva, and he was a good learner. He used to learn very, very well. His studies were very well. But he had one problem. A few times that had happened that he had missed mincha completely. Now, a boy that's in seminary, in a yeshiva, it's a big no-no to miss any of your tefillot when you're in yeshiva. I mean, you're in yeshiva, you're in that atmosphere. Not praying, not missing the whole prayer, it's a big mistake. Missing the prayer, not doing it with a minyan already is a big mistake. But missing it altogether, he was so busy in his learning and his studies, he wouldn't realize that it's mincha time, and he missed it. I was really upset about it. So he goes to his Rosh Yeshiva at the time. I forget whose Rosh Yeshiva was, and an older gentleman was one of the heads of, he was one of the leading hachamim in Musar. And he begins to talk to him about it, but he was so afraid to tell him exactly what's going on. So he says, I wanted to ask the Rosh Yeshiva, what is a person supposed to do if he forgets something he's supposed to do a few times and he's forgotten to do this mitzvah? So you should ask okay, so what is it exactly? Well, you forgot to do something you're supposed to do. Let's say praying mincha, right? Let's say you forgot to pray mincha, right? So Shiva looks at him and goes, you mean, this gets scary, sometimes, you mean you forgot to pray mincha with a minyan? So the boy, being stuck, didn't want to be embarrassed to say, no, not that I forgot to pray with a minyan. I forgot to pray altogether. So he was so embarrassed, he goes, yeah, I forgot to pray with a minyan. I mean, why would I forget to pray altogether? Only that I didn't pray with 10 people. So Shiva gives him some, some words of encouragement, and he gives him some pointers on how to change that, to help himself. And he says thanks to the Rosh Yeshiva, and he goes away. But inside, this kid was eating himself up. I just lied to the Rosh Yeshiva, to the tzaddik of the generation. I am scum. How could I bring myself to do that? Days pass, and he couldn't get over it. So he goes to his Rabbi at the time. His Rebbe was the Alter of Slobodka. He goes to his Rebbe and he says, Rebbe, I have to come clean about something. He says, what is it? So he says, here's what happened. I went to the Rosh Yeshiva and I told him, I've been missing mincha and I couldn't come clean with him. He says, what? Not only you missed mincha, which you're supposed to pray with the whole yeshiva, for whatever reason, you lied to the Rosh Yeshiva, lying sheker. You came to make a situation better and you made it even worse? There's no way, no how you could fix this. There's only one way to do it. He says, what? Whatever it takes. Whatever. You have to go to Rosh Yeshiva's home and come clean. She says, yeah. What I meant by anything, I meant anything but that. Don't make me go back. Please. It's the most embarrassing thing, especially if you're a good kid. You look up to these people. You're going to come outright and be like, I'm sorry, I'm a liar. You couldn't do it. Please, Rebbe, and he says, no, now. And you're not going to do it tomorrow. You're not going to do it in an hour. Now. It was at night, in the middle of winter, snowing outside. 20-minute walk to Rosh Yeshiva's home. He says, go now. Like any yeshiva boy, you listen to your Rebbe. Gets up, puts his coat on, and it's snowing outside. And he starts to walk, and he's freezing. You could feel his fingers freezing, his feet. He didn't have good shoes. It's horrific. And he's thinking to himself the entire time that nothing compares to the pain he feels inside about having to come clean. He could take the freezing cold, but knowing that he has to come clean to him, it was killing him. It was like, I can't look him in the face anymore. I wouldn't be able to do it. He gets literally 3 steps away from the house and he hears someone calling him his name. I think his name was, Yaakov. Yaakov, stop. He says, what is it? He says, he's catching his breath. He says, Rebbe said, come back to his home right now. He says, okay, I'm here now. Just give me a second, wait here. Let me go inside. I have to talk to the Rosh Yeshiva, and then I'll be out and we'll go. He says, no. He said, don't. He said, come back now. It's like, okay. starts his way back, comes to the Rebbe's house. Then Rebbe sits him down, gets him warm, gives him some tea. He says, "You better now?" He says, "What do you mean?" He says, "I'm so sorry. I would never want to embarrass you like that. I would have never wanted you to come clean like that. But I needed you to realize the mistake. I needed you to feel the pain. I needed you to feel that shame. Just so that you know, mistakes can't just get erased like that. You got to work hard. Sometimes it's not that easy to get over a mistake. So I wanted you to somehow go through the motion of coming clean and really playing that in your mind so that the next time you'll even think about making such a mistake, you'll think twice." That changed his life. Sometimes, especially Yamim Noraim, at this time, Zaman of Elul, when we're coming to Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, everyone's made mistakes, right? Hashem does not expect us to kill ourselves. He knows our thoughts. He knows that, like we said in Rabbeinu Yonah, Hu Yadayat Yitzro, Hashem knows every person's Yetzer Hara. All He wants is for us to work on ourselves, to show the courage to come clean, just to show the courage to stand up and say, "I know I've wronged. I know I've been wrong, and I want to be better." That's all HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants. And you know what happens after that? Hashem says, "I will help you the rest of the way. I don't need you to kill yourself over it. All I need is the recognition that you realize that you've done wrong and you're willing to work for it. Work hard. But know that I'm going to be the one behind you." Baruch Adonai Le'olam, amen ve'amen.